Okay, I'm recording now. Let's try sharing the right screen this time, eh? Okay, hopefully this is going to work.
There's no volume, Tanya.
There's no volume, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Don't know why there's no volume. I'm not sure why there's no volume. It should be. Okay, I'll see if it's a setting in here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can hear you okay. So unless the video is muted in some way.
Well, it was playing for me. Is it mute? Can anyone else hear it? No one else could hear it.
Tanya, can you let me into the meeting? I'm going to switch to my phone.
Yeah, sure. Okay, damn it. It's a really bloody good video. Okay, I'll try it again. Okay. Is it playing now?
No, click on the little, that one there, click on that.
I have. Is it playing?
No,
can you hear
still
it?
No volume. No.
Well, no sound.
Oh, that's such a bummer. I'm gutted. Hang on.
Can you send us the link?
Yeah, but it's got to be part of it's got to be part of this training. Hang on.
Okay.
Is your computer volume turned up far enough for it?
Yeah, it is. It's high. It's high and it's playing perfectly and all my volume's on and everything. So I don't know unless it's.
So you're hearing it, but we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just unplugged them. I'm just unplugged them and I'm just going to try and see if that helps. Because it might just be that. Sorry guys, bear with me.
All right.
I'll get this right. Okay. Okay, can you hear that? You can hear it. Okay, cool.
There's still no sound here. I can't hear it.
No, I can't hear it either now.
There, I can hear something. Tanya, if you share the link with us, we could watch it on our own and then come back. Like if you give us so many minutes and then come back, that's an option.
Can you guys not hear it? None of you can hear it.
No.
God, it's really weird. Okay, so what were you saying, Jasmine? You know, come off mute and tell me, honey, because I don't know what you mean.
It was Janet.
Yeah.
No, it was Jasmine was
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, honey.
Maybe there should be like maybe in the lower left corner a little pop-up window, and it'll say like select desktop or application.
Is that on Zoom?
Yeah, so once you I think only the host can do it. There should be it should say something like share computer sound.
Share computer sound. Is that under my little?
Yeah, maybe down by the mute. But
Speaker headphone.
maybe in audio settings, I'll just check.
Audio settings.
Maybe. I actually don't see it.
No, everything's all right in there. Microphone.
I'm not sure then.
I don't know why it's not. I'm going to have to, damn it, I'm really gutted because it's such a good video, and it's pointless playing it afterwards because it doesn't mean anything. It will only mean it before we do the training. But that's all right. I can always try and figure it out during the week, and we can do the training next week, and I'll do something else tonight. I mean, it's the end of month after all, and I really wanted to be able to help you guys any way we can in terms of helping you get promotions or whatever it is that you're really wanting right now. So maybe that's going to be more helpful. Might be a blessing in it. So is anybody needing any support at the moment in terms of getting customers, team, getting your promotions? Is that a no? Go for it.
In terms of getting customers, really, getting it, you know, I'm putting out the post, maybe not as consistent, but I'm just finding it hard to get new business. You know, I think there's a couple of customers I could call that aren't really on Facebook. I was thinking of doing that today, but it's just how to approach them, I guess, you know, like cold calling almost, going in.
So I would really suggest here is just being you, Janet, and just coming from a place of sincerity where you really want to help them. And the other thing that is a really good idea when you come in, so do you know these people personally?
Yes, I do, yeah.
And why do you want to share with them?
Well, I think the health benefits would be really good, you know, in terms of they have children as well. So I think it would be, you know, a double bonus with the free products. So yeah, and I know he has health issues, the guy I'm thinking of.
Okay, so you're coming from a friendship point of view, aren't you? And you're coming from the angle that you really want to support him, and you think, well, this could actually support your children as well because they could get it for free. So I would say that. I would just come from that place. I'd say, look, you know, I've been thinking about you. I don't know if you've seen what I'm doing, but what our program and products have really helped my health. And I couldn't help but think of you, that this may be something that could help your health as well and support your children, you know, because you can get it for free for them as well. If it's not for you, it's okay. But I just really wanted to reach out and connect with you and let you know about it in case it is something that could support you, because, you know, I'm your friend and I love you. So, you know, just come from that place. And, you know, if you're talking, I mean, talking on the phone is the best thing you can do. I know that Karen swears by it. I mean, that's how she got herself qualified last month. She just rung all her friends and said, hey, can you support me here?
Yeah.
And that's the other angle you can come at, well, if these are people that would normally support you anyway, Janet, come from the place where, hey, I'd love to have your support to help me get started in my business. Would you be a one-time customer for me? You don't have to stay on the product after that 4 months. You can cancel it if you want, but it would really support me to get over. But I feel like with this, because you're coming from a place where you want to help them, I would come from that angle. definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
And just be you. And if they're asking you questions that you don't know how to answer, ask Maxine. Say, look,
Yeah.
I'm really new to this. I'm kind of learning about it myself. But I can ask my friend or my mentor who's been in it for a lot longer. And if you ever feel like you could really do with some support in terms of them being a part of the conversation. So if you think it would help to have Maxine on a call with you and them, then just do that too. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great.
But yeah, just be your beautiful self. I mean, that's the best place to come from. And then, you know, something that has really helped me in the past is you get to end a month and we're going for a promotion and we've got all these people that have kind of been interested in the product over the last month, but they haven't said yes yet, even though you've followed up, there hasn't really been much in it. I would usually just send them a message and say, hey, I'm popping through some end of month orders tomorrow, and I know that you're really interested in whatever was going on with them in their health, whether it be, improving your pain or, improving your energy or getting your, helping your child feel better or whatever it is. And you're looking at our capsules as a way of doing that. Would you like me to pop an order through for you as well?
Great.
So you're allowed to be direct because you're being a professional and you're following. So don't ever feel like you're hassling people, because you're not. You're just asking them a question. They were interested, and you're getting that emotional investment in there, because remember, when we bring the pain in, people really want that pain to go. They don't want to have that pain. People are driven by either pain or pleasure. And for most of us, most of the human race are driven by pain. And I know for me, I would have paid anything to get better. And I did. I had no money and I bought these products with no money. I don't know how I did it, but I'm like, well, shit, I'm not going to have another day of being sick. I'm over it. So come from that angle, and then they've got that emotional investment. That's right. These could really help me with this. So bringing in their pain is always a good way to get that emotional investment in there. We talked a little bit about that today, Tane, didn't we?
I'm gonna do that for the 5 people that have been on the fence for the last whatever. And just say, right, one wanted to lose weight, one's got Bell's palsy, one's on whatever medication and seeing a psychotherapist. It's like, hello.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. That's a good one.
That's all right. I mean, it's really just being you, Janet, because they know who you are, and just being professional and following up. And if they say to you, if they ghost you, well, they ghost you. There's nothing much you can do about that. You're going to get ghosters. But then they might come back to you and say, oh, look, I don't really have the money yet, maybe next week. Then you'll say, great, okay, I'll follow up next week. What day would suit you for me to come back to you? So, you're not hassling them. You're just saying, well, they said next week, and you're saying what day. So don't ever feel like you're annoying people.
I think it's that money block though as well. A lot of people I seem to be talking to, as soon as I mention, because I go, well, how much is it? And then as soon as they hear, it's like, oh, and then I can suddenly feel I'm losing them. It's like that, oh, and then pulling away. And then I find something changes in me as well, I think, when that happens. I'm like, oh, I've lost them. And I'm trying to, how to sort of work, like you say, that emotional side, like, is your health that important? This investment, if you think about how much it costs to have a cup of coffee, a cafe, same, that kind of thing. And then they'll come in, well, I'm actually putting vegetables, in my diet. I don't think, they always come up with these kind of, like, they're interested, but then the price, and then I feel like I lose them.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a few things in that. I mean, one of the things is, if somebody is going to make what I call excuses for it, it doesn't mean that it often means that it's not their priority. Their health is not their priority, and they don't want to spend the money on it. So there's obviously other things in their life that is more of a priority, and nothing that you say is going to change their mind. But one of the things that Linda will say is, if they are telling you something, it's because they're wanting it confirmed. They're wanting you to support them with that. So they're asking a question in a roundabout kind of a way. So if they're saying to you, oh, but you know, I eat all of these veggies and all of this and all of that, the fact is, if they didn't want to know, it wasn't their priority, they wouldn't even ask you. They wouldn't leave the conversation.
Yeah.
So they either care for you enough to respond to you, or they're actually got some really big concerns there around it. And then you can say, well, you know, if I told you that this was a way more efficient way of getting those veggies in and more of them, would you reconsider? Would this be something that you would look at seriously? And the other thing you can do with money is, like, you know, I say it all the time, is, oh, look, I'm really sorry to hear that money is a real issue for you. I hate to think people are missing out on this amazing opportunity to improve their health because of money. If there was a way that I could make it cheaper for you, would you be interested in having a look? And that works every time. And they'll say, yes, yes, of course. So then what you can do is you can look at options. There's other options. So, you know, if they can't do the premiums, there's a fruit and veg. If they can't do the fruit and veg, they can do the berries. And then they can also get their product cheaper by having a wholesale account. Right. So there's many options that you can bring to them. So there's a lot of, besides the fact that you can bring, well, how much are you spending? Because then you could look at that too. Well, how much are you spending on something that is not really, that's something that you don't really feel like you need? And don't say it accusingly, it's more around, you know, that you don't feel that you need at the moment. Is there anything that you don't really feel like you need that you're spending your money on at the moment? And it might be a cup of coffee, the takeaway coffee that they have. It might be the Friday night takeaways that they're having, whatever it might be.
Or the pub, we're all down the pub here. Well, it used to be anyway. That used to be the main things prior to.
Right. Yeah, and of course the other thing with money, like, you know, every time we get the same things, the same excuses come up in our sphere, it's always a reflection on us and what we are believing. I
know. I've got money blocks, yes, I do.
Yeah. So then change that wording to I am abundant in money. I have an overflow of money. I am a money attractor. You know, I'm an abundance attractor. I have, you know, just make it really positive. Instead of saying I have money blocks, change it. I am someone who attracts money easily. I have an abundance of money coming into my life all the time. You know, we worked on this. This is what we worked on a couple of weeks ago in Huddle, and I was going to be an extension of that tonight, but we'll do that next week. So when you're aware of that, and it can be anything, you know, some people get time excuses, or, you know, I don't have enough time. Well, is that you? You know, so look at whatever you're getting in your, you know, whatever your potentials are telling you, look at yourself. Okay, so why am I getting the same people to me all the time? Because what is going on for me? What am I blocking? And what do I need to work on?
Okay, great.
So yeah.
Great, thanks.
That's all right. Just twisting it around a bit. You've got the time and money excuses. Yeah. I mean, you know, and it doesn't matter how much work you do on yourself around your money blocks, you're still going to get people who say they can't afford it. But if you've got every single person saying the same thing to you, it's pretty obvious that there's something going on with you. Whereas if you've got the odd person saying it, then it's generally them. So that's generally how these patterns flow. So I'm just checking your messages. It's so end of month is on the good question, Sarah, because usually it's the 30th.
But that's on the 31st is on a Sunday in May.
Yeah. But the thing is with end of month, so if you're wanting to get promotions in, then you really need to make sure that they're in. I'm going to have to come back to you on that one, because it'll either be Saturday or Sunday, but I'll come back to you on that. I'll ask Kat, because that's a really good question. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that you guys were having a conversation. I'm freaking abundant. I love that. It's great.
I was going to use some of Kat's language there, but then I thought, no, I'll just tone it down a little bit here.
So I use the statement that I use every day is I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same.
Oh, Jesus. Could you say that a little slower?
I expand in abundance, success, and love as I inspire those around me to do the same.
Expand in what?
Abundance.
Yep.
Success and
Yep.
love.
Yep.
As I inspire those around me
to
do the same.
So much easier when you get to type it.
That one that you typed in there just before, Karen, I am so happy and grateful that money comes to me and increases.
Yeah, that's another one.
Space. I've got that on my vision board above my desk. I've got one on my mirror. I've got one on my freaking fridge, and I've got one on the back door. Okay,
Well, do
and
you say
wherever
them?
I walk around, I say it out loud.
Good girl.
Good on you.
And I tell you what, it's actually been working because little things have been happening. Not
Yep.
huge amounts, but little
It does.
bits have been coming in, and it's like, shit, this actually works.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I just want to say that Sarah's qualified her business, so it is working.
Woohoo!
So
girlfriend.
we weren't going to let the cat out of the
just
bag
waiting for
yet,
that
but
one. I think we've got one final payment coming through. So I'm like 49
43
out,
43.
out. So yeah, and I've got 132 coming through by the end of the month.
You've got it, honey.
Done and
Got
dusted.
Yeah, you've got it. I didn't want to share that, but yeah, so that's the
think
one
you've done
I've
your-
got. I do the I'm so happy and grateful that money comes to me on a continuous basis. And so what is it? An increasing quantities through multiple streams,
Of
multiple
income.
sources on a continuous
basis.
Sources on a continuous basis.
But that's because I want multiple sources. So if you don't want that, then don't put that. Just put what you want. Yeah.
I'm right in your waka peddling. Multiple. Let's
I know you
spread the wealth.
That's great.
Oh.
So if anyone else has some really good affirmations, please share that really work for them, because affirmations are great. And when you're feeling really low, when you're feeling a little bit like, oh, I'm not having such a flash day, get out your affirmations and just start stating them. And the more you say them, the more you feel them, because that's the important thing. And that's something that Linda talked about a lot today on a training that I was at, was that, you know, at the end of the day, the triad is, everything comes down to the triad, and the triad is thoughts, emotions, physiology, every time. So mental, emotional, physical, every single time. So when you think of something, you create an emotion from it, so you bring emotion into it, and it actions in your life, you make it happen, so it becomes a physical thing. And that's with everything. That's with the universe. That's with your own thoughts. That's what you do. So it works for fear. So if you are thinking a fear thought, you're going to feel it emotionally. You're going to make it happen in your life. You're going to act on it and manifest it in physical form. So if you're thinking abundance and you are saying it, you know, you're feeling it as you say it, it's going to enter into your life. You're going to manifest it. It's the same with anything that you do. And, you know, it's normal for us to have, you know, positive and negative is a normal part of life. There's positive and negative, yin and yang, with every single thing. It's not a bad thing that you have negative stuff, but what it does is it gives you a trigger. It makes you see, okay, so I need to get in alignment. Something's not right for me right now. I need to get back into alignment. So every time you feel low, you feel like you're in those negative, I call them negative, emotional messages rather than negative thoughts, then it's a message for you to say, okay, I'm out of alignment here. What do I need to do to get back into alignment? And so every time, what is your thought? How are you feeling? So how does that thought make you feel? And then how is that going to show up in your life? And the same thing is when you use Tony Robbins' theories, right? How do you change your state? You can change it through a thought, you can change it through an emotion, or you can change it through your physical state, right? So you can change it by moving your body, by physically smiling, because you can't feel like shit when you're smiling, or laughing. You can change it by your thoughts, but whatever is the most powerful for you, because whatever you do in that triad, it's going to change in a split second. And believe me, I've been doing a lot of that over the last few days. Maxine will know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, who's had an example where this has worked for them, where it's shown up in your life?
I have
Recently?
I wasn't gonna mention it, but did you want me to share something?
Go for it. If you want to share, you share away.
An experience of something negative where you continually think about something negative. And back when we actually had our traditional business, we were closing. We had a rep coming in and taking some of the products away. We sold incense sticks and those sorts of products because we were a new age crystal gemstone, that kind of shop. And one of the reps came in and he was taking the products away, and it actually hit me really hard. And at the time I was out in our back office, I'm going to start crying now, we were out in our back office and I started thinking negatively. And I remember thinking to myself, my business is going, we're going to end up having to lose our house. And at the time I was actually pregnant with our daughter, and I thought, typical, probably happen in threes, and we'll probably end up losing our daughter too. The fact that I put that thought into my mind, I actually wonder whether it was the universe saying, you know what I mean? Whereas now I have changed things around, and as most of the team know, I have left my traditional job because I've just got to the point of thinking, I don't need this negative stuff around me anymore. I don't want to be tarnished with negativity anymore. And now I've got so much, I feel like I've got so much abundance coming to me in so many different ways, because I've just said my way of thinking about things. I've had other opportunities so I can balance everything I want to do and not have to. That's an example of how negative thoughts can control you and how positive thoughts can control you. That's my experience.
That's beautiful. Thanks
but
for
yeah,
sharing,
back when
Sarah.
we had the shop, I was a big, strong believer in the law of attraction, and I don't know why I went down that dark path, but you can slip down that dark path very, very easily.
And thank you for sharing that, because I've been down there myself when I was a solo mother and I was struggling with my 4 kids on my own, and I was going through a really awful custody battle for 2 years. It was really crap. And then we'd been through it all. And then during that time, all I could think about was I just wished he was dead. I wish my ex was dead so I didn't have to deal with him. So I didn't have to deal with his crap. I could just raise my kids without his bullshit. And I tell you what, he nearly died. He actually died. He had a serious accident where he broke his neck. He hit his head and he died and had a near-death experience, but they brought him back. And I tell you what, seeing my kids and the grief they went through, I thought, holy shit, I created this. So our mind is incredibly powerful. What you think will definitely manifest. And, you know, to this day, I feel, you know, I don't feel any regret or anything, but I certainly felt responsible for that. So yeah, you put, and you know, the more powerful those thoughts are that you want, the more it's actually going to manifest in your life. So remember that triad. If you're ever feeling you're not how you want to, when those thoughts come into your head that you don't want, you can either change that thought, you can change your emotion by feeling happy, laughing, listening to music, watching some really funny thing, I don't know, watching those silly memes on Facebook that you get sometimes that crack you up. Those silly cat ones that Pete always sends me because he loves sending me stuff like that. Or changing your physical state, you know, getting up, moving your ass around, you know, putting a silly smile on your face, you know, doing star jumps. What did Money say? Skipping. Yeah, skipping. Anything that's going to move your body and get you out of feeling like that. So, and you can do that in the moment. And you're obviously, when you're out, you're not going to suddenly bust into a little move, you know, a little hip move in the middle of the street or the middle of the mall. But, you know, you can
Why not?
change your thoughts. Well,
Some
go
of us
for
might
it.
do.
Go
Just
for it if
saying.
you want to, but, you know, you can change your thoughts or you can change your emotions or you can put a smile on your face and then people will wonder, what are you thinking? What is that woman thinking? Yeah.
Can I share something quickly?
Go for it, Tane.
You know, just on past experiences. This is like from, you know, we all is appreciating the contrast of adversity. You know, because if you start to, you go through bad patches, if you dwell on bad patches, you know, you're resonating bad energy. So it's the importance of switching a bad situation and appreciating the contrast, because there's always good that comes out of something bad, you know, but we tend to find ourselves focusing on the bad, you know, and it's what we call our egoic mind that just keeps telling us, goes round and round and round and round and round. So, you know, switching that to appreciating the contrast, because there will be good that comes out of that. You know, that's one thing that's probably been the biggest key for me in the last. It's a lot of adversity. Like, I was diagnosed with cancer back in November last year, and I was thankful that I beat it. And I, you know, there were times there where I sit there and think, what is my purpose in life? And just making those little changes for me is just massive, you know, especially looking at the contrast. So most adversity that I face, how do you put it? I try and appreciate the contrast, although it can go deeper than that when it is something that really hits your heart. You know, that's just my little share with you guys.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks, Tana. I had no idea you had that health journey. Wow, that's massive. Well, we're so blessed to have you here with us.
Oh, it's beautiful,
Truly.
you know.
Truly.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thankful for the beautiful opportunity of life again, to reset, re-go again. And I am manifesting greatness.
Mm.
You know, every day, daily.
You are, absolutely. You are. And I think, you know, you saying that, you sharing that too, has really been a reflection on what I just shared earlier.
Yeah.
That this was also a wake-up call for my ex-husband, because he thought, hang on a moment, what am I doing? And it really did change him. He became a completely different person and started seeing me as not the baddie, you know, the wicked ex-wife that was just out to get all his money, which, you know, so it does. It makes you really change your perspective, doesn't it, on life, and embrace
deeply,
it.
You know, it definitely does. You know,
Yeah.
life is precious.
Mm.
It definitely is. You know, I lived life on the edge for a while, and it didn't do me any favors apart from just about drove me 6 feet under.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's like I've lived you know, apart from when my kids were born, it's been the best 6 months of my life. And I've seen physical changes, mental changes, and it's like, wow, why didn't I think of this 31 years ago? But then again, appreciate the contrast of the past.
Yeah. It's a journey, isn't it? Doesn't matter
That's
how
it.
long it takes you.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we're always growing.
Well, we're blessed to have you, Tane. Thanks for your share. I know I can speak for everyone here in saying that. Alrighty, so I might let you guys go then. Your journey helped you make you who you are today. That's so true, Kieran. So true.
Thank
Well,
you.
You are so welcome. I'm really sorry. I'll try and figure that out. I don't know, Jasmine. I might see if I can get my son to help me or something. He doesn't know yet, but he's going to help me figure out what's going on. All right. Thanks, guys. It was great to see you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.